Hi, my name's Rachel Jepson. I'm a musician and I'm also a counsellor. I provide a CPD accredited course in mental health awareness in the music industry, which I provide um, across the country, really. But obviously, at the moment, I can't because we've all been told to stay at home. So I thought it would be a really good idea just to do these sort of 5 minute snippets, um, just to give you a taste of what the course is, but also just maybe to help people who are out there, musicians, creative people generally, therapists, and just sort of give a bit of a heads up of some of the issues that are going on, and maybe this will resonate with some of you, which could be really helpful. Um, the issue I'd like to talk about now is life on tour. So obviously, I have clients who go on tour a lot. I have friends that go on tour, and there are certain mental health issues that come along with that, which is different from other industries, you know. So I think it's really important to talk about these things because some people may not think of this. It might not occur to them that these are some of the issues that happen. So obviously, being away from home, for anybody, can cause homesickness. If you've got a family at home, and you're having to leave them, that could be really difficult, especially if you've got children and they're young, and you need to explain to them that you need to go away for a little while. That can be really, really difficult. Even returning to life after tour can be really difficult. When you're on tour, you're kind of in a bubble. There's a certain lifestyle that's like no other. There's lots of partying if you want it. Obviously, you're gigging all the time. There's music, meeting people. So there's all of that going on. Maybe on a tour bus, so you're kind of in close proximity to the same people for possibly months. So again, fitting back into life after that can be really difficult. Being in close proximity itself can be really difficult because even if you are getting on with people, it can be difficult. But if you're not getting on with people that you're in the tour bus with, then that can be really lonely. So again, we need to take these things into account. They might not occur to us, but actually, being involved in the industry and hearing these are things that happen a lot. And people are feeling anxious about sort of traveling a lot. Maybe you don't like traveling, but obviously it's part of the job and that's something that you have to do. Also, with that lifestyle of being on tour, there may be an expectation to drink or take drugs or sort of party, which, if you're a recovering addict or an addict generally, that can be really, really difficult. I know of clients who have tried to quit taking drugs and drinking, and have actually been ostracized from their band because they're boring and they're not who they used to be. And so there's a lot of pressure in there to kind of keep up with the lifestyle as well. And some people feel that they're kind of living their best life on tour. They're kind of, it's been built up for months and then they're on it and it's great and they're doing what they love every night. And, nothing can equal that for some people. And then again, they kind of come home and, you know, it's a bit of an anticlimax. What do they do now? Where's the next thing? So all these things need to be taken into account as well. That it is a completely different way of life, and a wonderful one in many ways. But also there are lots of problems that come along with that. And if you've had bad news on tour and then you have to still honour the tour and get on with it, all these things can be really, really upsetting. It can lead to anxiety and depression and, like I said, feelings of isolation, loneliness, not having people to talk to. There's definitely a pressure just to get on with it. You're letting a lot of people down if you don't get on with it. Record labels, perhaps, fans, so there's a lot of pressure there. So some self-care tips. If you are on tour, if you are even going on a small tour and you're leaving home, whether you've got money behind you or not, you need to take into account that there may be some issues and you may need some support. So Help Musicians and Music Support both have helplines 24 hours a day, which is absolutely brilliant. There's obviously Samaritans as well that you can call for anybody, if you're feeling in a low place. If you are on tour and you trust people and there are people that you feel you can talk to, it might be a really good idea to take them aside and explain to them how you're feeling. That actually they may have a responsibility to you, depending on what their role is, to make sure that you're okay and to look after you in that. And it's important that people know about it, because otherwise they don't have the opportunity to help. If somebody is feeling really, really low and suicidal, and they're away from home and you're worried about what you're going to do, again, there are helplines that can help with that. But it's really important to encourage that person to go to the nearest hospital, or even call an ambulance if you feel that they're sort of in present crisis and you're worried about leaving them alone. If you feel safe to be around them, then great. Try and stick around and just sort of support them in that. But remember that you're not a counsellor, and that you can't sort of solve everybody's problems. They have to be willing to get help. But again, if you're feeling safe, try and stick with them till an ambulance arrives, or get help from somebody that you feel that you can trust if you don't feel that you can support them. Everything's okay. You can only do what you can do in that situation. But I just really wanted to thank you for listening to this, and I hope that it's helped a little bit, and again giving you an insight into issues that perhaps do resonate with you, or maybe that you hadn't thought of before. But there will be more of these videos, so keep an eye out. My website is www.counsellingformusicians.co.uk. Thanks. Bye.